Good morning, dear children. Today's class is going to be very fruitful for you because I take two very important questions from this chapter, and that two questions will revise the whole concept of accounting equation. A part of that, we will revise the small meanings also. I told you already, the chapter number 2, basic accounting terms, meanings are very important for solving the numerical questions. So what we are going to do today, we are going to discuss the two important questions. We means I and you all. So what we are going to do, we will learn the particular concepts, we will solve the questions, and if you have any problem, you can ask also. So just proceed to today's class. I hope that today's class will be very much fruitful for you. Thank you. So before proceeding to the particular question, just read the question. The trick for solving the accounting equation in the perfect manner is what? Read the question. Find out the effects. What effects are coming? So what we are going today, we will solve the questions, learn how the effects are going to adjust. So here the first question is, let firstly make that just a minute. Yeah, the first thing is assets is equal to liability plus capital. But the first question is what? Started business with cash 50,000 and goods 30,000. The first concept is what? Whatever we are investing for starting the business, that is known as capital. So what thing is coming in the business? Cash is coming and goods is coming. Cash of the effects, that what effects are there. If anything is coming in the business, add that. If anything is going out from the business, deduct that. The first one is what? Started business with cash 50,000 and goods 30,000. Remember one concept, that whenever we invest anything in the business for starting, the owner, that is known as capital. So what thing is coming in the business in the first transaction, beta? Cash is coming. And goods means stock is coming. So how much cash is coming? 50,000. This is the first one. And second one is how much goods is coming? 30,000. So total capital, there is no future payment, so in the liability it will be 0. But total capital is how much? 80,000. 50,000 is the cash one and 30,000 is the goods one which is coming in the business. So 50 plus 30 is equal to 80,000 and that is known as capital. The second one, beta, paid wages in advance. When we are paying something, our cash is going out. So minus 2,000 for cash. Any effect on stock? No. There is no effect on stock because no goods is coming in, no goods is going out. Now, paid wages in advance, it is a prepaid expense. When we make any payment in advance, that is known as prepaid expense, and prepaid is considered as a assets. So we have a new column of prepaid expense, and that is how much, beta? That is 2,000 rupees. Okay. Now any liability is there? Any liability is there? No. And no profit, no loss, no interest on capital, no interest on drawing, so no effect on capital, and it is 0. Number 3, purchase goods for cash 30,000 and credit 10,000. Ab dekho, very simple is this. Purchase goods for cash 30,000 and credit 10,000. How much goods is coming in the business? 30,000 for cash, 10,000 for credit. So total goods which is coming in the business is 40,000. And how much cash is going out? 30. Because we purchased the good for cash 30,000. So minus 30,000 from where, beta? From cash. And in stock, how much goods is coming? 40,000. There is no effect on the prepaid expenses. Now, you purchase the goods on credit. So there's a future payment because you have to make the payment to the creditors in the future. So our future payment increase, it means our liability increase. Our liability increased by 10,000 rupees. So in the liability column, it will be 10,000. In the capital, it will be 0 because no profit, no loss. Total 40,000 goods purchased and it is total payable plus paid is 40,000. So no profit, no loss. Now, come to the fourth one. Sold good for cash costing 10,000 for 13,000. Now here it is a very important concept you remember. From the stock, we always deduct the goods amount. We always add the goods amount of the cost price. What is the cost price? Suppose this is the pen. I purchased this pen for 10 rupees. Maybe the manufacturing cost of this pen is just 8 rupees. So what is the manufacturing cost? That is what 8 rupees is the cost of this pen. And I purchased this pen from the market by paying the rupees 10. So 10 is the MRP. This same concept is there in the fourth one. Sold good for cash costing 10,000 for 13,000. We are selling the goods for cash. So what thing is coming beta? Cash is coming. So cash will be increased by 13,000. Okay. Now, how much goods amount is going out? 10,000. So minus 10,000 from stock. No effect on prepaid expense. No effect on liability, but we sold the goods which cost is just 10,000 at the price of 13,000. So we earn the income of how much? 3,000 extra profit. And as if we know that profit will be added in the capital. So we will add this in the capital 3,000 rupees. So fourth one is very important. You see again. Sold good for cash costing 10,000 for 13,000. So we sold the goods and how much we received? 13,000. So 13,000 will be added in the cash. Similarly, the stock is how much beta? 10,000. Because when we sold the goods, what thing is going out from business? Stock is going out from the business. And when the stock is going out, our stock will decrease. And our stock will decrease by the cost price of 10,000. So goods is going out worth rupees 10,000, but we receive how much? 13,000. So the extra 3,000 is our profit. So it will be added in the capital. Now fifth one. Paid rent in cash 1,000 and rent outstanding 500. Up here you see, you paid the rent in cash 1,000. The first thing, what thing is going to decrease? Our cash. What thing is going to decrease beta? Our cash 1,000 rupees. Now, what is the meaning of rent outstanding? First we clear it that. What is the meaning of rent outstanding? Rent outstanding is very simple. Suppose rent outstanding, you just simply understand the word rent payable, which you not yet paid. Okay? Suppose I am living in a rented house and already May passed, but I didn't pay the rent of May. So that May rent is outstanding for me because I have to pay the rent in future. So rent outstanding is what? Liability. So how much cash we are paying? In the fifth transaction, you see fifth transaction is also very important. Actually, each and every transaction from this particular question and the next question is very important for the exam. So paid rent in cash. How much rent we paid? 1,000. So 1,000 minus from cash. And how much rent is yet payable? 500. And total rent is how much beta? Total rent is 1,500. 1,000 what we paid, 500 what is yet payable. So total rent is how much? 1,500. And rent is our expense. So see how we will solve this. So minus 1,000 from cash, no effect on stock, no effect on prepaid expenses. There is an outstanding future payment of 500 as a outstanding expenses 500. Now total expense is how much beta? Total expense is 1500. Rent is what? Expense, and expense will be minus from the capital. So very simple is there. Profit and gain will be added in the capital, expense and loss will be minus from the capital. So when we are paying something, that is our expense, it will be minus from the capital. Now sixth one, just a minute. Now the sixth one. Bought a car for personal use 50,000. You purchase a car, owners purchase a car for personal use, and as we know, whatever the owner is purchasing, taking from the business for personal use, that will be known as drawing. So how much cash is decreased? Cash is decreased by 50,000. How much stock influence? No. Prepaid expenses? Nothing. Any future payment? No. But as we know that drawing and interest on drawing will be minus from capital, because drawing will decrease the capital. So bought a car for personal use 50,000 will be minus from where? Minus from capital. So how much beta? 50,000 minus from capital. Now the seventh one, accrued interest 1,000. अब देखो, what is the meaning of accrued interest? What is the meaning of accrued? Simple. You done a work, but the income for that completed work you not yet receive. For example, very simple. Suppose someone give the order to me that you have to sold this particular goods at the price of 1,000. You have to sold the goods at the price of 1,000 and you will get 100 rupees commission. I sold out the goods, but still I didn't receive my 100 rupees commission. So income which is yet not received is known as accrued income. So here also beta, if we not received the income yet, no effect on cash, no effect on stock, no effect on prepaid expenses, but one new assets. Assets is what? Future receipt. So we not receive interest yet, but we will receive the interest in future. Okay. Seventh point is what? Accrued interest. So what is the meaning of accrued interest? Very simple. We not receive the interest yet, but we will receive the interest in the future. So it becomes future receipt, and all the future receipt is simple assets. So we will write down here accrued interest. How much beta? 1,000 rupees. And no future payment, and interest is our income, and income is added in the capital, so it will be 1,000 in the capital. Now the next one. Next one is very simple. Purchase a building on cash from Rahul by raising a loan from SDFC Bank rupees 50,000. Okay, purchase a building on cash from Rahul by raising a loan from SDFC Bank rupees 50,000. What thing is coming in the business? Building. So we will write down the assets column one building, and building in the seventh we will write down like this. Eighth one, no effect on cash, no effect on stock, no effect on prepaid expenses, no effect on accrued interest, and we added a building of how much beta? We added a building of 50,000 rupees. Future payment? Yes, there is a future payment because we take it a loan and we have to make a future payment of that loan to SDFC Bank. So whatever business have to pay in future, that is business liability, and liability is how much beta? 50,000. So 50,000 is the bank liability. No profit, no loss in this transaction. Now that's your homework. You will add all the content and check it out that LHS should be equal to RHS. Okay, This is the first question. Very important, very interesting. Okay. So if you have any problem related with this, ask in WhatsApp group. Chalo ji. So started business with cash and everything is there. Accrued interest, you just make it clear this. Accrued interest, income yet not received. So as it is your income, so it will be added in the capital, and it is your assets because you are going to receive in future, so it will be shown in the assets side also. Similarly, the last one is purchase a building on cash from Rahul by raising a loan from SDFC Bank rupees 50,000. So what thing is coming in the business? So what thing is coming in the business but a building? So building will be add, and it is raised by the loan from SDFC Bank. So a future payment is there. That's why it will be shown in the bank side. Now you just see the question, and we will proceed for the next one. So here the next question is, it is also very important. So just read the question. 8 transaction again, and very important. So first one we will do one by one. It is assets is equal to liability plus capital. It started business with cash 30,000, goods 12,000, machinery 20,000 and furniture 10,000. In the previous itself I told you that whatever we are going to invest at the time of starting, that is known as capital. So first one is cash, and then stock, then machine, then furniture, this much. So cash is how much? 30,000, so it will be plus 30,000. Stock is how much? Plus 12,000. Machinery is plus 20,000. Furniture is plus 10,000, and there's no liability, and the whole total of this one, cash plus stock plus machinery plus furniture, will be known as capital. So how much it will be? Find out. 20 plus 10, 30, 10, 40, 43, 45,000. Okay, so 45,000 will be your capital. Okay, so what we have to do? We have to remember this concept. Whatever we are going to invest on the time of the starting of the business, that will be known as what? That will be known as capital. Now, second one, very important, and for that we will going to, just a minute. Okay. 1/3 of the above goods sold at a profit of 10% on cost. Half of the payment is received in cash. See the working note? Beta, 1/3 of the above goods. So how much goods we have in previous line? 12,000. 1/3 of this 12,000 is how much, beta? 4,000. And 10% profit on this. So 10 by 100, total profit is 400. So total price is 4,400. Up, how much we receive? 50%. So 50% of this price will be how much? 2,200. So 2,200 we receive in cash, and 2,200 we have to receive in future. Okay. So see, in cash column, the number 2, number 1 is this one. Number 2, 1/3 of the above goods sold at a profit of 10% on cost, and half of the payment is received in cash. So 1/3 of the above goods sold at a profit of 10% on cost, and half of the payment is received in cash means, beta, ki total goods you have how much? You just understand this very important question. Total goods you have 12,000, and 1/3 of this 12,000 is how much, beta? Is simply 4,000, and 4,000 10% will be 400. So total price is how much? 4,400. And now only 50% only 50%, half of the payment you receive in cash. So 4400, 50% will be how much? 2200. Got it? So as per this particular method, we have to solve the question. So how much cash is increasing? 2200. So plus 2200. In stock, how much deduct? Always remember, from the stock always we deduct the cost price, and the cost price is how much? 4000 rupees. So minus 4000. In machinery, no effect. In furniture, no effect. We have a debtor. Those who forget the meaning of debtor, very simple. Those person firm who purchase the goods from us on credit basis, and they have to make the payment to us in the future. That's why they are assets. So how much debtors is remain? Look, 4400, 2200 we receive in cash, so still 2200 is future asset. In liability, it will be 0, and total profit what we earn is how much beta? Total profit what we earn is how much? 400 rupees. This one. Okay. So 400 is the amount which will be added in the capital. Number 3, cash withdrawn for personal use. Drawing. So how much withdrawn? 2000 from cash. In stock it will be 0. In machine it will be 0. In furniture it will be 0. In debtors it will be 0. If you know future payment and it is a drawing, so that's why it will be deducted in the capital. Okay. Now, fourth one. Interest on drawing charge 5%. If total drawing is now is 2000. So how much 2000 5% is there? You just calculate it. Chalo ji, let's calculate it. So total interest on drawing is how much beta? 2000 rupees. Okay. So 2000 5%. Remember this one, interest on drawing is known as zero effect transaction. Two things are there. Interest on drawing and interest on capital is a zero effect transaction because it will be added one place, plus and minus both. How it can be and why it should be. Let's discuss. So first, no effect on cash, no effect on stock, no effect on machinery, no effect on furniture, no effect on debtors, no effect on liability, but one time interest on drawing will be add 100 rupees as an income of the business. And as we know that all the income will be added in the capital. Interest on drawing, business is receiving. When business is receiving, it is income of business. So interest on drawing one time added in the capital. And as we know that drawing and interest on drawing, both will be deducted from the capital. So it will be minus 100 rupees. So one time it is added because it is income, and one time it is deducted because interest on drawing will decrease the capital. Now, fifth one, depreciation on machinery provided at 10%. So देखो बेटा, no effect on cash, no effect on stock, but our machine decreased by 10%. So what is the value of machine? 20,000. 20,000, 10% is how much? 2,000 rupees. No effect on furniture, no effect on debtors, no effect on liability. And when our machine depreciate, it is expired cost, it is an expense, you can say. So it will be minus from the capital. So it will be minus how much beta? 2,000 rupees. Remember this fifth one? Machine depreciation on machine will decrease the amount of machine. That's why we deducted the 2,000 rupees from the machine. And it is depreciation is known as expired cost, expense. So that will be minus in the capital. Now the sixth one beta. Goods sold to Rohan for 2,000 and receive a bills receivable for the same for 3 months. It means in 6th transaction, we sold the goods but we didn't receive any cash. So in cash 0, and we sold the goods, so our goods is going out from the stock. In machine it will be 0, in furniture it will be 0, in debtors it will be 0, and the new assets, bills receivable. Bills receivable is how much? Plus 2000 rupees. No future payment, no profit and loss. 7th one. Received 2000 from Rohan against the bill receivable on maturity. So what is coming in the business beta? Cash. So in cash column 2000 plus. In stock it will be 0. In machine it will be 0. In furniture it will be 0. In debtors it will be 0. And deduct 2000 rupees from bills receivable. 7th one is, understand this. A bill receivable is there. Future receipt is there. That's why bills receivable recorded in the asset side. In 7th transaction, what is I said that Rohan paid the amount of 2000 rupees of bills receivable. So 2000 rupees is coming in the cash, but at the same time, bills receivable is closed. So we deduct 2000 rupees from bills receivable, no future payment, as well as no profit and loss. Now the last one, rent received in advance. अब देखो बेटा, it is received. When it is received, it is our income. But this income is received in advance. So two type of incomes are there, accrued and unearned. In the last question, we had discussed accrued income which yet not received. And one is unearned income. Income received in advance. You not completed the work, but you received the income of that. So what thing is added in the cash in the transaction number 8 beta? Cash is increased because you received the income. You see here rent received in advance, so you received the income. So 1000 is in the cash column. No effect on stock, no effect on machine, no effect on furniture, no effect on debtors, no effect on bills receivable, but income received in advance is our obligation, liability. That's why it will be added in the liability side 1000, and in capital no profit, no loss. Now the same, you have to find out the total and you have to check that LHS and RHS should be equal. Okay, find out the total of each and every one column. Now, what thing is there, beta? So you just go for these, whatever the question we discussed today, the 2 questions. Go for each and every line. Solution we discuss. Still you have any problem, please ask in the group. Okay. What you have to do, you just go and watch this particular video 1-2 times and it will clear to you if you have any doubt. So this is the accounting equation revision, and I hope this is beneficial for you, this is fruitful for you. Okay, so here I am ending my class, today's class. So thank you, bye bye, keep smiling always and focus on this study. Thank you.